All right, you guys, let's just imagine all of these people being like, yes, I want to get on the call with you. Imagine these brand new people going for that $100. Imagine these brand new people hopping on a 30-day, using the collagen, making some extra money. Like, I just want us to like literally visualize the person you message sitting on this team call. I want you to literally visualize the person you just messaged coming to celebration with us, going to wherever trip is about to happen that we don't even know that's getting launched on April 29th. Like, get so excited that you have this amazing gift that you get to pay forward. If you are prospecting from a place of like, oh my gosh, what if they think it's expensive? If you are prospecting from a place of like, oh my gosh, what if they say no to me? And you're worried about what they think about you, you're not doing this business right. When you can show up so freaking excited for what Isagenix has done for you, and then being like, oh my gosh, I get to tell other people about this, I promise you, prospecting gets more fun. When you show up every single day like this is the best thing since sliced bread, you will love talking to new people because you can literally see their life in a better life. You can see it in a better vision, a better opportunity, more money, more health, more vibrancy, more fun, more personal development. That there should not be a scarcity fear about reaching out to people. Okay. So that's why I wanted to do that at the very, very beginning of the call. So last week, Jess, in her super califragilistic expialidocious speedy systems call, I texted her halfway through and I said, hey, can I piggyback on this? Because I loved what she was saying about the PVC 123. And I loved that she was talking about group messages. But when she was saying about how we're leading with packs, right? That we don't want to do this hodgepodge a la carte options. So much of her incredible call was focused on PVC. And I thought, it's been a long time since we really trained on the value pack, and like the verbiage and how to really get someone to make a $650 investment, or looking at some of these new holistic packs. Like Brandy Brokaw was like, how are you talking about that? How are you leading with those packs? That I thought that would be a great segue into tonight's call. And so I'm going to chat with you guys tonight. First of all, how do you lead with these bigger packs? I want to also talk to you about why we don't want to do a la carte orders, how we want to be able to increase the BV of your new order and your repeat orders, and how to go back to past customers. So I'm actually going to save the leading with the bigger packs so I can role play with Jess for a little bit here at the end. But first and foremost, you guys, why I don't encourage you to sell these like one-off products is there's going to be no loyalty. They're not going to get a great result. And yes, why I'm so thrilled that you still get 20%, right? You're going to get a bonus for doing something. I buy chapstick everywhere. I like have an obsession with lip gloss and chapstick. Like if it happens to be at the cash register when I'm checking out, I'm going to end up buying it. But if you were to ask me which was my favorite, which one did I like, right? I've got 20 of them all over the house, right? There's no loyalty to Burt's Bees, to whatever. It's convenience. And we don't want our bars or our shakes or our energy drinks to be like a one-off thing that somebody tried. I remember Jim Coover once, the founder of our company, saying from stage, like, we don't sell shakes, right? We sell systems because we want people to get results. As a former personal trainer, if someone was like, I'm just going to do crunches, I'd be like, oh, you can crunch all day long. You're not going to look good, right? Like you have to do a full body workout. You have to do cardio. You have to do these steps, all the things that work together. And Isagenix systems are clinically proven and tested to work together. That if someone is saying like, oh, I just can't afford it right now, but like, let me just try a canister of shakes, be bold enough to say, you know what, I would rather you wait until you can afford for the whole system because I want you to get great results. I'm doing you a disservice by telling you to just go and do crunches at the gym. Okay. Like use an analogy that relates to people, but we don't want it to be like, oh, you just bought our energy drinks from some other energy drinks. You just bought our coffee instead of something else. We want to create an emotional result for people. We want to have a visible transformation result. We want people to become walking billboards, and you want them to be able to say, nothing has worked like Isagenix 5 years from now, right? You want people to be raving product fans because they put it in and it was like, oh my gosh, nothing has lit me up like this. Yes, are they going to get results if they take an adaptogen shot? Sure. Are they going to benefit from Ionix? Sure. But if you think about why we're all on this call, week after week, month after month, year after year, it's because something drastically changed our life. Okay. So remember that when you're really leading with things. When you're talking about increasing the BV, you guys, there's so much confusion right now of BV and QV. If you are overwhelmed by that, make some emoji. Like let's light up the screen with funny emojis or type it in the chat, right? If you are like, what is my QV? What is the BV? Why do I understand what's happening or not? Because people ask me about this all day long. So if you're not putting up any emojis right now, you guys are BSing yourself. That's what I'll tell you. I had 3 people ask me questions about it today. Thank you, Laura. Thank you for the honesty, okay? What happened when our company decided to go away from PIBs, product introductory bonuses, on certain packs and to do a flat 20% commission on anything you sell, no minimum, no maximum? That is a significant payout that the company did. And in order to offset that so that we could be obsessed with getting the new person paid, what happened is we slightly diluted the business volume that goes through the entire tree, right? We have no generational cutoff. So whether it's first level down or 1,000 levels down, right? The company said, we're going to change this just a little bit. So the qualifying order is that the new person is not going to be punished in any way, shape, or form for having an active account so that they can share or benefit from downline volume. The BV, the business volume that rolls all the way up the entire organization, is slightly reduced, which has to do with our cycle payouts. And it was just a way to keep it lucrative for everybody. So that being said, many people have said, okay, well, how do I get my cycles up? Or what do I do to grow my cycles? There are a couple ways, actually 3 that are going to be the biggest bang for your buck with growing your cycles. One is new enrollments. You have got to have new blood and you've got to have new people into your organization all the time. If you're looking at people from a year ago, 2 years ago from now, and been like, they're not ordering very much anymore. Next, move on, keep new people coming in. Okay. The second is duplication. You want your new people sharing. So we're back to the work it task of like, hey, can I show you how to make $100? Because guess what? They're going to make way more than $100. That was just the way to bring them to the conversation, but you're getting them to work off their list, right? Every time you bring someone in, that is a whole new organization that could potentially come into your team. Okay. When you see individuals and the power of their network, you're going to be a little bit more intention that instead of just cleanse coaching them, instead of just making sure they take their pictures for the collagen, that you're actually working with them to share with other people. Because if they can bring in 10 new people that you've already enrolled of your friends and family, that's going to bring in more people ordering and increase cycle growth. The third is to increase the basket order. So if you guys have been around Jessica long enough, she tells the story that her first job was at a shoe store and she was commission based, and she quickly realized that if everybody bought the shoe polish, how much more money she was going to make, right? So we can all picture like 18-year-old or however she was, Jessica Rigner, selling shoes and being like, oh, you got to have the shoe polish, right? Like these are the finest shoes of like all in New Jersey. Like you got to have the shoe polish. Like, I mean, I can just picture her saying that, and everybody did it. And she probably was the top salesperson. You know, I look back at jobs that I had that maybe gave me a skill set to sell, even though I don't ever feel like I'm selling. But I had wine contests. You know, I worked at fine dining restaurants in college, and it was like, hey, if you sell this amount of, glasses of wine, you're going to get this, cash bonus. You know, as a starving 22-year-old, not every single table was drinking that wine, right? Like I wanted the $200 cash bonus. If you're looking at your cycles and saying, I want to go for the 5-cycle bonus, I want to hit the 1-star bonus, I want to hit the 2-star bonus, I want to do XYZ, we've got to increase the BV order. And so I'm going to come back to how you do it initially on the larger packs. But here's the thing that is the best thing I'm going to be able to tell you all night. Your limiting belief is keeping you from people ordering more. If you think it's expensive, they think it's expensive. If you are telling yourself that you have to be a nutritionist to learn this product line, to be able to talk about other products with other people, you are holding yourself back and you're holding your team back. If you put in 5 minutes a day to learn new products, to watch the videos, to look at the tools, to use the tools, to be able to have conversations, you will understand that Isagenix has over 70 products that are simple, natural, and proven that meet the most common health issues for most people today. Now, do we have specific protocols for like autoimmune disease and Lyme disease or functional medicine? No, and that's not our ideal client market. People who are stressed, people who are tired, people who want quick, convenient, healthy food on the go. Like we have great solutions for them. We've got the best weight loss products that are out there. We've got the best collagen that's out there. We've got great skincare. We have all of these things. So I remember 2 years ago at NYKO, Kyle McCrash, he's a chiropractor, talking about how if you're selling a woman a 30-day system, why would you not bring up Celatoi? I will never forget this example. He goes, you don't think they wash their face? You don't think the same person that wants to look good for spring break cares about her, skin? And if it's not in the initial order, right, why is it not happening in the subscription order? Why isn't it happening in the repeat orders and us introducing them? So in addition to Jessica last week talking about the packs, when I said I want to piggyback on this, for those of you that are my builders thread, you saw this exact thing happen because I screenshot it and I showed it to you. It's a matter of asking the question. So I had a past customer, right? She hasn't ordered in a long time, respond to my detox spring break post. And she said, I need to get back on this system, right? So I messaged her. We started chatting. It's one of those nothing has worked like Isogenics. And she said, I've always done the 30-day. Has anything changed? Is there anything new like I should know about, right? And we're kind of going back and forth. Decided she's going to do the premium pack because of wanting the extra snack options. And we talked about the energy bites and different things. But at the very end, I just said, since you last did this, our number one beauty product, the collagen, was not out yet. And I said, do you want your system with, this is Erica Rothenberger's language, with or without the award winning collagen? Many people do it together because it's like Spanx for the whole body. She said, add it on. So with a premium system, then I immediately added on collagen, 87 BV, right? An extra $110. Think about what that did to my PIBs. But more than that initial order for me, I want you guys to think about what that BV did for the entire team that goes up for getting people paid. And I want you to think about the retention. So statistically, the company will show you that the orders go down about 60% after the first month, right? So if they come in closer to 300, well, they're going to be ordering closer to 200 the second month. If they come in at 112 BV, guess what happens second month? 50 BV, 60 BV. And you guys are seeing that, okay? And so if you're thinking like, oh my gosh, they just spent $240 on collagen, how in the world am I ever going to talk about shakes, right? Oh, they just spent, $300 on a nutritional system. How am I going to bring up the collagen? Let's talk about what people are spending money on, right? Look at everybody's freaking phone. They drop that and replace that like it's no big deal. The amount of money that people spend eating out at Starbucks, right? Like getting lunch out to go, getting their family's lunch out to go. People have the money, but it's up to us to educate them how to reallocate, how to save, how to stop spending in certain areas, and how to be able to do this from Botox and fillers to waxing to peels to tanning to nails to hair. You guys, the value is there, but we have to be able to get people to see it, that we're not like being compared to Orgain, right? Like, what's the difference in your shakes and Costco shakes? Well, a whole lot, right? And part of it is us. Part of it's this community and the culture and the coaching and the customer service. But that's up to us to become great, great, great storytellers to be able to do it. So I want to give you just some little lines of the things that I talk about. When I'm on an enrollment call, the first thing you have to do is be a great question asker. So I'm going to do this with Jessica here in a minute, but you've got to do your discovery questions. You've got to find their pain points. You have to get them to tell you their budget without asking. You've got to get them to tell you what are their common problems. So I'll ask people things like, how much do you think you spend a day on food? How many days a week do you eat out? What's the average cost of the meal that you eat out? If you were going to replace 2 meals a day with shakes, which 2 would those be doing? Are there other issues that you're, wanting to improve right now outside of the weight loss? And they'll say, oh, I can't sleep. I said, do you have a problem falling asleep or staying asleep? Oh, my digestive system is just wonky right now. I feel like no matter what, like I walk around like a whoopee cushion. Like, get them to tell you what's going on, so that when you get to a solution, you say, so if there was a way, that I could recommend a system that would help you sleep like a baby, clean up your digestive system, replace 2 meals that you're not cooking and cleaning in the kitchen and get like bomb diggity results, would this be of interest to you? I could actually save you money. We could reallocate the $20 a day that you're spending at Starbucks and Quiznos into a system that's going to light you up like a Christmas tree. Would this be of value to you? Right? And then be able to say, hey, I know right now you're making an initial investment just to get you started. However, I really think our sleep spray is going to do wonders for you. It is proven that if you sleep soundly, if you get into that REM sleep, how fast your body repairs, how quickly you build muscle, how more efficiently you burn fat. I said it's a small add-on, but the sleep spray is going to be absolutely bananas for your results. Okay.
See you on our team calls. They've been so good lately, and I don't know what's going on.
I don't know if she was muting me or somebody else. Anyways, so the sleep spray is like Jessica's shoe polish thing. You guys, it's like $20. right? If they're already spending 300, 400, or 600, I promise you the $20 is not making the bank, but it's a sticky product. So let's say people hate the shakes. They never want to order the shakes again, right? They never want to cleanse again, but they fall in love with Ionics, they fall in love with Energy Bites, and now they fall in love with sleep spray. If we don't talk about the sleep spray, it's nothing for them to know that even when they're done with shakes and cleanse, people will keep ordering. Here's another one that's really easy to bring up is the hydrate. Okay. And use it in a story form. So I'll say things like, you know what? On a cleanse day, one of my favorite things is this like amazing, amazing electrolyte drink. It's a little bit salty. It's awesome when you've been drinking like the sweet cleanse for life. But when you're really detoxifying, you're drinking all the water to get all the electrolytes in. And I said it's a 0 point option on our cleanse day. I was like, plus it's something you can make like kids popsicles out of. I said it's one of our favorite products. It doesn't go in your system. It doesn't come in your system, but our family doesn't go a day without it. Like paint the picture of why they need it. When they're looking at, you send a flyer of a good, a better, and a best option, and they're looking at protein bars and they're looking at shake flavors. They don't know about this unless you take the time to bring it up. Okay. Um, when I am thinking about increasing the BV order for recurring orders, for subscription orders, here's where you want to be the best coach, the best customer service, the best educator for those first few weeks, right? That excitement when people are bought in and they remember how shitty they were feeling and they're so grateful for how good they're starting to feel is the sweet spot for you to get them to fall in love with everything we have, right? 90 days after they've done it, they're kind of over it, like they're falling back into old habits. And for you to bring up something, they're kind of like, what? Like, I'm already on to something else. Like, that's just the nature of the beast. But when someone's loving their results and they're bought in, they're trusting you, right? To be like, hey, I don't know if you've seen anything on our team pages about the Happy Mix, but I think this could be a great thing to add into your subscription next month. Send them a flyer about it. Use Holly's verbiage. It's 22 fruits and vegetables taste like dirt or it looks like dirt and tastes like pineapple juice, right? Like people are like, what? I want pineapple juice that tastes like dirt. It's got to be good for me. Grab these little sound bites and then say, hey, while we're on the phone, let me just walk you through how to manage your subscription right now. I'm going to teach you how to edit it so that you don't have to feel like you always have to do the 30-day and you can learn about all the other products that we have. I send people little videos sometimes when I think it's the ideal market. If I'm putting on the cashmere cream at night, I might message someone and just be like, hey, I know that you got, started with the collagen and the hair revival, but I've got to tell you about this cashmere cream. Like it is dry as in Colorado. And this stuff makes my skin so soft, it's like it's so moisturizing. It doesn't smell like Estee Lauder vomited all over me. I said, if you're ever curious about trying, this is where you can find it in the back office. Like just introduce people over time to the entire online superfood store. People are spending this. People are buying Gatorade. People are buying energy drinks. People are buying skincare. People are buying collagen. They're buying snack options. They're buying bone broth. Like, I mean, if you think about the most common products, what people are spending the most amount of money on, from digestive aids to weight loss products to sleep products to beauty products, like if you don't realize that Isogenics has all this to offer, then you need to take a little bit of time and just do a deep dive into the back office and order some new things. If you're ordering the same 5 or 6 things every single month, thankful for that, but also shame on you. Like branch out, try some new things because of your own experience, your own results is going to give you new things to talk about, right? If you order the same thing at the menu all the time at a restaurant, how are you ever going to know what else is out there, right? So I really, really want to encourage you guys to do that because by default, you're going to be able to share with more people. So the last little thing I'm going to tell you before I role play with Jess, when you have inactive people, I know we all kind of look at that list sometimes and it's like, what does Jess say? We don't want to do CPR at the morgue. I mean, I think about that too. I'm like, am I really going to message this chick again for like the 18th time? Right. But at the same time, it's what we call low hanging fruit. They were already in Isogenics. There was something at one point that got them involved. They already trust you. They're already familiar with you. They already know the team. That's a great time to go back with new and exciting things that have changed. So a lot of my customers who joined for collagen in 2021 and 2022, I'm going back and talking to them about nutrition, right? And I'm like, hey, I know you came in for this award-winning collagen. I said, but I'm not even sure that you're aware that like we're one of the #1 weight loss companies. We have the best nutrition in the entire world. We've got 17 articles. It's proven against this and that. If you're ever curious about doing a little detox, being lit up like a Christmas tree, we've got studies for, XYZ. I'd love to tell you about it. People have no idea that we have this. Think about your collagen customers that only went into the glow pages, that never got into the nutrition pages, and we've never done it. You think that they're getting emails from Isagenix? You guys think about how many companies you have signed up from emails for that come to you and you delete and you never even open, right? So if you think that Isagenix has done their job to like educate them, it's not Isagenix's fault. They're your customer, right? You want to send them an actual text message. To the contrary, if you have all these weight loss customers from 2014 and 2015, it's time to talk about the collagen. It's time to talk about the Celotot. It's time to talk about the adaptogen elixir to bring it back. And then think about how people's lives have changed. So I always say I feel like my life sometimes is the exact same as when I started with Isagenix. Like I work from home, my friends are the same. Like nothing is that crazy different. What like shows me how long we've been doing this is when I look at the ages of the kids. Okay, so Avery, Jessica's oldest daughter, she's about to go to college. When we started 10 and a half years ago, it's like, whoa, okay, we've been doing this a long time. When you see the growth of the children, you see that we've been doing it. But I bring that up because when people's lifestyles change, their needs are going to change. So let's say that they, didn't have kids or they had babies 10 years ago when they hopped in on a 9-day cleanse for some quick, jump start before a spring break trip. And now they've got teenagers. Do you know that the AMP line is safe? That it's clean? And you've got these teens that are like now trying to bulk up for sports and they're like, thinking about being recruited. Like go back to them and just say, I'm watching your kid online and he's like the killer lacrosse player. Like I see he's going for all state or I see he's winning all these games. I don't know what you're putting in his body, but I'll tell you, this is the only nutrition I would give my kids when it comes to sports nutrition. Like, you've got to take a look at it if you want them to have next level results. Like, go back and have a conversation that's compassionate and that they're, you see that you're paying to them online and just introduce them to new things. If every single person in your organization right now, if every single person in your organization was ordering 100 PV right now, think about your income, think about your cycles, right? Like I remember when Jessica told me the night she was going to max out and her math genius, but she was like, okay, there's this many people, if this percentage of people all order the collagen at one point, it's a done deal. Well, I'll tell you that night she was way past 250 cycles the very first time it happened. Okay. The math works. So instead of sitting here being like, oh gosh, my cycles are down and the QV is affecting my BV and blah, 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 say, you know what? This is my freaking business. And I'm obsessed with helping people. And I'm going to make a ton of money in the process. How can I get better at introducing my customers to new products? How can I get better at increasing the basket order? Because if you increase the basket order, you're going to increase your cycles. And if you increase your cycles, you're going to have a lot more freaking fun with this business. That's what I can tell you. Okay. So Jessica, Jessica and I, well, I'm gonna tell Jessica, this might be tricky. I texted her like 10 minutes ago and I said, hey, can I role play with you? Normally it's the other way around, okay? So Jessica, I am so excited that you reached out to my, reached out on my social media post about the spring detox. You're gonna absolutely love it. These products are amazing. But before I like shove a bunch of knowledge down your face, I'd love to just get to know you and see if this is a good fit and see, kind of what you're looking for. Is that okay?
I'd love it. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so tell me just even what's going on. Like, what made you want to reach out to the post?
Well, I'll tell you what, Lauren, I just feel like I'm constantly exhausted. I'm just wake up tired. I'm tired throughout the day. I want to take a nap. And I just have this weight that I can't lose no matter what I've been doing. I've tried everything.
Oh my gosh, when you say tired in the middle of the afternoon, I feel like so many women our age, it's like if you can't pass out, then you're looking for sugar or caffeine. Does that sound like you
Right.
too?
That's 100%. I'm looking through the pantry, looking for the meaning of life. What can revive me?
The meaning of life. I'm not sure it's coming from the pantry, but I totally, totally understand. So
I'm
you mentioned
investigating.
that no matter what you're doing, you can't lose weight. What have you tried? What are you trying to do right now?
Oh gosh, I've tried low carb. I've tried just intermittent fasting. I've tried just working out till I'm super sore. I've tried it all. Heavy
Okay, has anything
cardio.
worked? Was there anything that kind of like this worked for a little bit, but it wasn't sustainable or nothing? You're hitting the
I'd
wall every
say
time.
that when I was low carb, I was doing pretty well with that. That was
Okay.
pretty positive. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Walk me through a typical day. I want to have like a little snapshot of what you do, like breakfast,
Yeah,
snacks, lunch. Give
for
me a
sure. Okay, well, in the morning, I run through the Starbucks drive-through on my way into the city. That's usually what I do. Big Starbucks person. I try to take a nice lunch down when I'm working downtown. And I'll tell you, that works out about 50% of the time. And then if not, I'm just with my office workers. We just go out and grab a salad or, piece of grilled chicken, something to that effect. Then I'm usually snacking from the vending machine mid-afternoon. Sometimes it's M&Ms, I can't lie. And then I come home and hopefully I eat dinner or there's takeout or there's DoorDash.
Okay, cool. And what about like if you were to say you're more of a savory person, more of a sweet person, or drinks, like what about any of that?
I'll tell you, energy drinks really get me through the day. That's what I'll tell you. Energy drinks and good coffee.
Oh my gosh, good coffee. You're speaking my love language here a little bit. If you were to estimate right now what you think you spend a day from Starbucks to the vending machine, the M&Ms, like no judgment, just curious, what do you think you spend
Yeah.
a day?
Huh. I've never done that math, Lauren. So this is really interesting. It's kind of eye-opening to think about that. Because I guess I'm in the city, I'm probably at $15 at least for lunch. Say that's a cheap day. And then, $5 at Starbucks at least. That's 20, 22. I'm at least at $22 a day. That's crazy. And I hadn't really done the math on that.
If you're at $22 a day without DoorDash, I need to get your DoorDash because it's a lot more expensive here in Denver. I'll tell you that. If I'm not
Yeah,
DoorDashing
I'm
for over
lowballing there.
$22.
Yeah, I'm lowballing just an embarrassment.
Okay. And how do you feel about protein shakes?
I love protein shakes. I love the convenience of them.
Me too. It's funny with our company, I've been drinking one every single day for 10 and a half years. People are like, how can you still drink shakes? And I love them. I crave them. If you were to replace 2 of your main meals a day with shakes, which meals do you think that would be?
I mean, just for convenience, I'd say breakfast and lunch are probably my two, the easy
Okay.
ones. I do love food, Lauren, so I just want to make sure I do love food. I don't want to just drink protein shakes all my life.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Not even one iota would I say that. I do love having a low calorie superfood vehicle that you can like build muscle, burn fat, curb those cravings, but of course you're gonna have food. And I believe in the 80-20. So I want you to go out and be able to have pizza with the kids or ice cream on Sundays or whatever it is. It's not about perfection. I wanted to ask you too, are you taking any supplements right now?
Right now, I am just taking a couple things that I got at Costco, like a powder collagen, and I'm taking, let's see, a vitamin C and a zinc.
Okay. So you're taking a zinc, a C, and a collagen. Anything else? Any multivitamin? Any
Nope, that's
okay.
all.
And you're doing the energy drink. So is there any questions that you have for me? This is key, you guys. Okay. Before you pitch them, you want to get permission here. So I'm interjecting the role play. Okay. You want to get permission.
Mhm.
Before I make a recommendation or anything, is there any questions you have for me? Is there any information I haven't given you or anything else that I can help, provide you today before we kind of keep going?
Yeah, I thank you for asking me that. I'm a little concerned about being in the bathroom a lot. And I'm
Yep.
also concerned about, am I going to be starving? I don't like to be, I'm not good when I'm hungry.
You guys put some comments in the chat if you get this all the time. I'm literally laughing because I sold a 30-day like 45 minutes ago, like right before we got on the call. And she asked me that question. All of a sudden she was like, Lauren, I clean houses for a living. She was like, am I gonna have to like be using their bathroom? And that's why I'm laughing because this actually comes up all the time. So
Yes.
I'm gonna just like skip that question unless you guys want me to, because I want to focus more on the business and the products. But I would always just say, no, it's not a poopy cleanse. I said it's a cellular cleanse from the inside out. It's not a poopy cleanse. And are you starving? I say, no, we're going to, set you up with the best tools to stabilize your blood sugar. You're going to be like, I can't believe I'm still going to eat this food and I'm getting results. Like you reassure them. Okay. So back to the packs, back to the higher BV, back to being able to make a suggestion. I would say, Jessica, I appreciate everything you've shared with me. I honestly, I wouldn't say honestly, that's a word. Bloop, take that out, right? But I would say thank you for everything you've shared with me. You want to be with like certain, you want to have people just like drawn to you, that they're confident that you can lead them. And say there's no doubt in my mind that this system is going to get you the results you're looking for. We have seen it over and over. It's proven that you're going to have more energy than you can imagine. Like I can already see you not dependent on those energy drinks, not looking for the meaning of life in the pantry. Repeat back to what people said to you. Okay. They want to be heard, that they're just not another person that went through the revolving door. Okay. Like my goal is to not have you looking for the meaning of life, in the pantry. I want to save you time, I'm going to save you money, grabbing things on the go to put good things in so that by the time you're home with your family, you're ready to have a good dinner, all sit down together. Like I'm casting the vision that she's going to be able to sit down and have dinner. And I say, in my expert recommendation, in my expert opinion, I think you should get started on the value pack. I would highly recommend you get started on the value pack. It has the most accelerated results. It has the highest retention. And if you're like me, you're ready for results yesterday. Everything's 100% money back guaranteed. It's way easier to return something a la carte than add on something a la carte. And what I've seen is sometimes people get started with the bare bones and then they spend so much money on shipping, adding everything else on. that I know this is going to get you to feel amazing, sleep, incredibly, not be so exhausted, have the energy you want, and most of all, release the sticky pounds that you're struggling with right now. In order to get started, right? You guys, this is what's called an assumptive close. I want you to learn that. An assumptive close, you are assuming they are doing this, okay? In order to get started, so this can ship to you right away, I just need to know your shake flavors. We have plant-based or undenatured grass-fed whey. Would you like one or the other or a combination? And I go right into the order. Do you want chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, blah, 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 right? And then I say, I'm going to send you a wholesale link with the orders we just picked out so that you can check yourself out, put in your own shipping and payment information. I'll get a notification when you complete the cart. We'll chat when your box arrives to walk you through everything. You can do it over text. You can do it over voice message. You can do it on the phone. Last week, Jessica said that we used to literally write everything down, social securities, everything, enter it. I don't do that anymore, but I still get the information so I can easily create the cart link. Sometimes, right at that order, I might say something like, knowing the budget too, like in addition to the best pack, the one with the most accelerated results that I'm gonna recommend to you right now, I honestly, I highly recommend getting the super mix. It doesn't come in the system. This is why I think it'd be great for you. You're gonna love it. I don't go a single day without it. Use the stories. So the last teeny bit of tonight's call, when I said teach people to order smarter and not harder, 100 BB makes an active account, right? If people are doing a starter pack like the Afterglow bundle or a 30-day or a premium or a value pack, and then they start to get other orders on that are more than 100 BB, just say, hey, this may or may not be for you, but I'm obsessed with people getting money back on their orders. No one should have to pay for their products. If you were to divide these up between yours and your husband's account, you're already going to get this amount of money back, right? Like know the total, be able to give them a ballpark amount. And then they're only one away from becoming a consultant. So Heather Staples, who I did the recognition for at the very beginning of the call, she's a past student of mine, you guys. This is a very true story. I wish she was on here right now. I told Emily Sutherland this story the other day, okay? Past student of mine, I teach at the Nutrition Therapy Institute. We chatted offline, a while back about some things. So I sent her an email that just said, hey girl, I'm just checking in on you. I want to see how things are going. Okay. She called me the next day and she said, I cannot believe you emailed me. The night before, she was on hands and knees praying for a solution at rock bottom, right? Like you can't make up these stories if you try. And she said, your email came in and I just thought, oh my gosh, we have not talked in 2 years. Like this is my green light. Okay. So I got on the phone, did all the discovery questions, got to her why, everything I just did with Jessica. Okay. And now suddenly she was coming in with the premium system. Her husband was going to do it with her for accountability. And then she has teenage kids that are in track and soccer. And she was asking me about the hydrate. She was asking me about the bars. She was asking me about these things that our kids can use. It was an immediate consultant, but sometimes we're so quick just to get the order. You feel like if you don't get it right away, they're not going to keep ordering and blah, 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 blah. That take time to develop your people. And I said, you know what? I'm going to send you a link for you. Once it goes through, we're going to upgrade you. I'm going to send you links for your son and your husband. We're going to divide these up because basically your son's products are going to be free. And I was drawn out basically how all those products with the bonuses and the commission back was going to be for free. When people get paid, it excites them. People are motivated by compensation. Even if she was going to spend the money anyways, when they get those bonuses back and they realize how simple it is, think about now how alive she is and how equipped she is to be like, oh my gosh, when I go to the soccer game and all the moms see, my kid eating all these things, I can tell the other soccer moms about it. It starts with your initial orders, okay? So when you're going through and you're talking about other products that they use and, hey, what do you do for your skincare line right now? Or, hey, what are your kids using, to then make some recommendations, take the time to divide those up in order to get your people paid. So I promised getting on this call that we were going to be off by 7:45, 9:45 tonight. I know it was kind of a lot. If you guys have questions on this, reach out to Jess, reach out to Erica, reach out to Holly, reach out to Ann, reach out to me. Like, ask us about how to do this. Ask if you can listen to calls, like just be like, hey, can I just be a fly on the wall and just listen to you go through an enrollment call? So you can get the sound bites, that you can start to like grab some things that they roll off your tongue over and over and over. This did not happen overnight, you guys. But what I can tell you is at one point I was selling 9 days. This is a very true story, right? I was selling 9 days and I was like thinking I was making bank, right? I was $11, I think was what the PIB was, $22 if you sold 2 or more in a week. And I was like, man, I got 6 people signed up on a 9-day right now. And I was stoked about it. And then Jenny was like, oh, Jessica just sold like 6 value packs. And I was like, wait, what? I made $60 and this chick made like $1,000. I was like, all right, I got to figure out what she's doing, you know? There are videos, there are scripts from Trudy Maples, from Tracy O'Malley, from Laura Stevens, from Lindsay Huffber, you know, top leaders years ago that gave their verbiage on how they led with the value pack. You guys, if you guys are interested in this, I will pull up Eden Slobin's from years ago. It was a great one. But it basically, you know, you say like, yeah, you can do the 30-day, you know, if you want basic results, or if you want the, you know, product that has the most divine, tastes like a Snickers protein bar, you know, the greens that's equivalent to having 20 salads, that, you know, and you're going, what are people going to want? If you went and bought a car and it's like, yeah, you can have like manual windows and doors, or, you know, you get seat warmers and you get a steering wheel warmer and you get this and that and Bosu sound and all the things. What are you going to choose? Okay. And so it's not about the cost, it's about the value. But I really want to challenge you guys to increase your orders and increase that conversation. So the final thing I'm going to tell you in my 90 seconds, and I'm hitting end right away at 90 seconds, whatever your cycles are right now, what they were last week, grow them, track them, put some things in place that you want to grow them. I'm working very closely with a girl on our team right now who, you know, her cycles were like 2, 3, 3, you know, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2. And she's like, this is what they are. And I finally said, you know what? Stop that. That is what you've been doing forever. And you're very good at enrolling and you're very good at this amount. I said, but if you want to get to 5 cycles and 8 cycles and 10 cycles, and I said, you got to do something different. Like, who are you going with you? What are we leading with? How do we increase the BV order? And so she's tracking it. You guys, last week she cycled 6 times. This week we're going for 7. That is double in a month because she's putting into place every single thing we're talking about. About a month ago, I told you about my mom's business. You guys, my mom was at 9 cycles last week. She was at 1 when the baby was born. I'm only putting people over there right now, right? But it's intentional. It's like looking at this and tracking it. So if you're getting on a call and you say, you know what, this person's going to enroll with a 30-day, go for the value pack. They're going to end up at the middle. Don't start at the basic. Okay. If you have the collagen, talk about hair revival, talk about the eye cream, talk about something else in addition to the order, and just watch them fall in love with the company, fall in love with you, trusting you, and your cycles are going to grow. I told you guys about my good friend that's with Mary Kay Ruby. You guys, if I could record her messages and play them to you, because she's so good at what she does. She drops off face masks on my door. I mean, like all the things. She like checks in, but she's like, okay, I know, but just like you got me on the collagen and now my family's on the hot chocolate. And she's like, you're going to love this. But she just is like casting this vision. I'm going to give myself like a spa every single night. Little does she know, I could care less about washing my face before bed. But it's like the detail. It's like the attention to care. And I just think like if we all showed up that way, our orders would be higher, our baskets would be higher, our cycles would be harder. So please put your favorite emoji in the chat. This is how we're ending, that you guys are going to track your cycles. We're all committed to growing them. We're all going to lead with bigger packs. And no matter what you get on to sell, if it's through a direct message, if it's a call, that you promise to bring up one new product. If you talk about coffee, if you talk about bars, if you talk about energy bites, if you talk about BIA, like whatever it is, the collagen orders, you could be like, this is super random, but I just have to tell you my favorite product is the eShot. You just need these. You can't get through life without them, right? You told me you're exhausted. I know you're coming in for a beauty product, but like you are going to stock up on these. They're a game changer. Like fall in love with the products that you love and tell the stories. You guys have a great night. Thank you for everything. See you in a week.